Good morning, friends. I heard you and I'm going to help. A lot of you asked during my January canning video, you saw I whipped up some like taco seasoning to add to my beans. That's a little bit of what's left. And asked for the recipe, and honestly, I just always kind of use whatever I have on hand. I keep some of the basic ingredients, but sometimes I'd use other things. So we're gonna do a Rachel blend today. It's not, Rachel's blends are never the same, but I will at least show you how you can learn the basics using a recipe I'll link below, but then always kick it up based off what you have. So when we moved here, that was 2017, we moved the spice cabinet with us. And we were just getting into the idea of being more sustainable. So we had probably, I don't know, 200 or something of these little McCormick's. And since then, we've been growing a lot of our own herbs, peppers, onions to make onion powder, tomato skins to make tomato powder, just a lot of, this is our own spicy pepper flakes. So growing as much as we can, and where we can't grow it, we started buying in bulk. So I need to restock my chili powder jar with the bulk chili powder that just came in so I could do this video for you guys. And then we're gonna get into it. I'll show you the blend I'm gonna make today, and hopefully it inspires you to get creative in your kitchen and make your own spices. So this Frontier Co-op is the brand that I buy almost all of my bulk spices from. You can find them on Amazon. I'm sure they have their own website too. But that is my go-to for most affordable bulk seasonings. Okay, and I will tell you, it's funny, once you start buying bulk seasonings, you don't really quite understand what a pound of bay leaves looks like until you buy it and you're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have bay leaves till I'm 50. Okay, but regardless. Other things I buy in bulk is coriander. I source that actually from my Amish store. We have lots of cumin. I get that from Frontier Co-op. Red chili pepper flakes, I need to refill my bottle of that. We buy all of our salt in bulk. Ooh, spicy. And oh, up the nose. Careful when you do this. All right. So that's topped off. I just needed to get some of my jars topped off before we got going. Excuse me. I had to take a break. The red pepper flakes went up my nose so bad I was sitting here sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. But what I started to say was, keep all your jars. These make excellent reusable jars. And you can buy fun labels, tear the label off and label them. So I keep all my jars for when I need to make new seasonings and stuff. I've got a jar to store it in. So let's get going on the recipe, I think. I think we're ready. And it's gonna be simple, basic. But like I said, I will leave an actual recipe below that isn't like Rachel's homemade things. Okay, so we have chili powder, coriander, our pepper flakes, cumin, paprika, black pepper, garlic powder, green onion powder. Now, a lot of you probably won't have this, but you will have onion powder of some sort in your house. I add tomato powder to mine a lot of times, so I'm going to use that, and some sort of oregano. I want to finish up using this old ground oregano, so we're going to use that today. But if you had oregano flakes, you could use that too. And You could add salt at this time. I typically don't. I typically season with salt after the taco seasoning is in. Guess what I just did? I just filmed making all of this and didn't turn on the camera. So we're gonna do it again, and I'll have plenty in the pantry now. So let's get going one more time. We are going with 1/2 cup plus 2 good tablespoons of chili powder. We're gonna do a big heaping tablespoon of garlic powder. And this is green onion powder. So we made this from our green onion tops from the onions that we grew this year, and it is wonderful. I use it as an onion powder replacement, but if you just have regular onion powder, that's fine. I've also used minced onion. You probably saw that in my last video. So like I said, I never do it the same. This is tomato powder. You'll never see this called for in a taco seasoning recipe. I like adding it because it acts like a thickener when you add the water to your taco seasoning mix. I'm gonna do some pepper, a tablespoon. That was 2 tablespoons of tomato powder I did. We are gonna go slightly shy on the red pepper flakes. So I'm gonna go probably 1/2 tablespoon. And you could totally omit this and go without if you wanted a milder. Ground oregano, that's what I have on hand. I have a lot of harvested oregano, but it's not destemmed, so I'm gonna just try to continue using this up. And we're going with probably the same 1/2 tablespoon of ground oregano. Paprika, we'll go ahead and go with a tablespoon of paprika. Coriander, sorry, I will clean that mess up. Coriander, let's go with 1 tablespoon of coriander. And cumin, I love cumin. Now you will not find a recipe that uses as much cumin as I do, so I go with like a good 3 tablespoons of cumin. And I need to refill now my cumin jars because they are empty. So let's just give this a shake up. And that would make a fun gift too at Christmas with it all layered and fun. And now this is, you're gonna treat this just like you do any taco seasoning packs that you buy at the store. So I will add probably 3 tablespoons, anywhere from 2 tablespoons to 3 per pound of ground beef. Add 1/3 cup of water and then let it simmer till it thickens. And that is our taco seasoning. So I'm set. I already refilled previously. You guys missed it. Where'd it go? Oh, let me show you. My taco seasoning jar. So I always keep one of those extra jars labeled taco in my pantry drawer. And then when I make tacos, I can just have it on hand without running to the pantry. So we are all set. I'm gonna have plenty. So one recipe will work for about 8 pounds of ground beef, if not 9 pounds, depending on how much you use. So thank you for asking. It's always fun to share. And I would just say, build up your work on this year and over the next few years. That's what I've been doing, just buying up as spices would, empty out my jars. I would replace it with bulk spices that are more sustainable and just refill my jars without having to rebuy all the plastic all the time. And it's just a great way to reduce and reuse and make your own. So thanks, guys. And I will see you on the next video.